Let's travel back to the 1990s. At the time, United Way and many other community organizations came together to look at our system of response to family violence. After careful analysis, a coalition released a strategic plan. The findings were unsettling at best. The plan outlined significant gaps in service delivery and, in some cases, huge barriers to service to victims of family violence and their children. Having gathered the courage finally to end an abusive situation, women were asked to repeat their story numerous times to the police officer, to the district attorney, to the human service agencies, all of whom were trying to help. Many times, because the system was so burdensome, the victim gave up, went back to the only thing she knew, a life of abuse and humiliation. The 2001 strategic plan challenged our community to build a coordinated, integrated response to victims of family violence that would bring all the necessary agencies together in one place. Bringing government, law enforcement, the legal system, the human service agencies together was no small task. And that's where United Way's work was so crucial. By providing a neutral environment where all of these stakeholders could come together with a single focus, our community succeeded in transforming how women and children who are victims of family violence are served. Working with 32 partners, United Way led the process of writing a federal grant for $1.2 million to create the Family Justice Center of Erie County, a one-stop location for help for family violence victims. The payoff came in 2005, when Buffalo was named one of only 15 communities across the country who were selected for this competitive grant. Now, the Family Justice Center was on the road to actually becoming a reality. The center opened in May 2006. United Way continues its support by providing accounting and marketing assistance, as well as having loaned one of our staff for several months to serve as the interim executive director. As a community now, we are well underway in the transformation of the system of care for women and children who are victims of domestic violence. Our Family Justice Center has served more than 1,700 women and 400 children since its opening. These women and children are now building their lives anew. United Way continues to be a key partner by investing $150,000 annually to ensure the center's sustainability. Many thought it could not be done, but others knew it must. And together, we did. I'd like to recognize some of the key partners in the Family Justice Center who are with us today, and I do hope that I won't forget anyone that I didn't see in the crowd. But I'd like to ask Linda Ray, who is the Executive Director of the Family Justice Center, to stand, as well as Joyce Kryzak, who is a member of the Board of Trustees of the Family Justice Center, and two key partner agencies in the initiative, Dennis Walzak, Catholic Charities, and Doug Fabian from Crisis Services. Please stand. Thank you to the four of you and so many others who are saving the lives of women in our community. In what other ways have we been working to transform our ranking for the future? Let's look at the creation of 211 Western New York. Very often, people fail to get the help they need from the human service system for one simple reason. They really just don't know where to go for help. Navigating an often complex system of agencies and programs can be daunting, particularly when you are dealing with a family crisis or a personal crisis. We know that if we built a system based on the model of 911 that would connect people to the help they needed, it would work. A nationwide effort to build such a system throughout the United States began in 1997. United Way once again served as convener for interested partners. Together, we worked with statewide efforts to develop a plan to implement 211 in Western New York. It was not a simple solution, aligning necessary technology infrastructure, data development, and human and capital resources for a 5-county region service. It was a challenging journey and stretched over many years. But United Way continued to facilitate the planning process, always keeping the end goal in mind. And that was to ensure that every resident in Western New York had equal and easy access to information about the services they need. As a shining example that we can succeed, just last month, 211 Western New York opened in our community. In less than 1 month, 4,000 Western New Yorkers have picked up the phone, dialed 211, and gotten the help they needed. Many of these callers might not have gotten the help they needed without 211. United Way has invested $1 million over 3 years to ensure that 211 Western New York will be available now and in the future. Again, an example that we can succeed when we believe that the goal is important to achieve. Some key partners in making 211 a reality that I would like to acknowledge include the Western New York delegation, who were key funders in this initiative, and the Oshai Foundation, who were key funders as well. In addition, I'd like to acknowledge Central Referral Service, who is our partner in the delivery of 211 Western New York. Thank you. Last, as you think about your response to the challenge, I'd like to share with you the success we are experiencing every day in the 6 Close the Gap schools, our collaborative work with the Buffalo Public School District. In 2000, our community was asked by the New York State Education Department to pilot the first school community collaboration aimed at linking high-risk students and their families with community and human services that would be delivered in the school setting. United Way convened partners including the Buffalo Public Schools, Erie County Government, Catholic Charities, and the Oshai Foundation as an initial funder, and we worked to develop a model. 6 Buffalo Public Schools were selected for the work. The schools were in neighborhoods where poverty and other factors created significant barriers to success for students. These schools were, by all measures, challenged in their attempt to graduate capable, successful students. We believed, however, that success was not only possible, but absolutely necessary. In our Close the Gap schools, we built a program to address the non-academic barriers facing children and their families. We worked with our partners to hire a site facilitator for each school. These site facilitators would coordinate services for children inside the schools and ensure that no child or family fell through the cracks. United Way stepped forward with significant funding, $160,000, to ensure that each Close the Gap school had a competent, dedicated site facilitator who is there for the students and their families. By taking a stand, by acting together, we can transform our community for all residents so that all families, all children, all young people, every senior, doesn't simply exist, but they actually thrive. I lay this challenge before each of you, and I ask you to consider your role in this challenge. Each of us plays a part in the solution. Each of us must be involved. I commit my organization to do everything we can to take a stand against poverty. we can be part of a brighter and more prosperous Western New York for all